Welcome back, it's 9, and today we have a couple topics to discuss. One of them being the Sony patent that's going to be hinting at a news and content feed on the UI of the PlayStation 5. And then I want to talk about The Last of Us 2 getting review bombed like crazy over on Metacritic. But before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit that like button. It helps the channel a ton. So a Sony patent came out, and this came from PSU.com, titled Sony Patent Hints at PS5 News and Content Feed Application. According to the patent, the application is able to pull gaming news from the web based on the user's search history and keywords. It also implies that the feature will be available on a PlayStation console, which will surely mean PS5 at this point in time. So there's a whole description on the patent. It's pretty lengthy, and I'm not going to take up all your guys' time by reading it, but I will have it in the description for you guys to check it out if you are interested. But kind of the gist of it is, it's going to reflect something like Facebook, right? So where you're getting suggested content based on your interests, based on the games you like, the games you're rating high, the stuff you're watching. I'm sure it's going to just be pretty versatile in general. And I think that's a great integration. Talking on my podcast, I talked about how I wanted to see more features on a PlayStation platform and seeing them built into the user interface. So if you're looking at your newsfeed, it's not really basic stuff. Because if you look at the current situation with the newsfeed, basically all it is has anybody earned a trophy? Has a game been started? Has a game been rated? And that's kind of it. I don't even see screenshots that often in the feed, so it's not as active. It's kind of just something that's there that not many people interact with, and that could just be me and the group that I'm friends with, but I don't think across the internet people are really talking about how great the news feed is. So seeing that be completely redone is a great thing, and I look forward to seeing just what they do with it, because I feel like I would get really involved in a good news feed that contains a variety of things in there that I can interact with or like or comment on, and also allowing us to share more stuff than just screenshots and videos. It could be a plethora of different things that I'm not thinking of. And I'm sure you guys can think of some things that you'd like them to integrate into that news feed. Let me know in the comments about that. But moving on to the bulk of this video, I want to talk about The Last of Us Part 2 and how it's getting review bombed. To be clear, I have not played Part 2 yet. I did pre-order it. I will be starting the game today and making my way through it, hopefully finishing it by the end of the weekend. And then I'll be hitting up with a review, talking about my most honest opinions on it. I will always be honest, and you can actually see that if you go and look at my Final Fantasy VII Remake review, where I am a diehard Final Fantasy fan, and I was hard on the game. Where it needed to be criticized, I criticized it. So you can expect that with The Last of Us Part 2, I will be exactly the same. But my problem with what's happening here is we have 13,245 ratings and 3.3 user score right now. Negative ratings, 9,301, mixed 330, positive 3,614. I can completely understand that not everybody's going to enjoy this game. I can completely understand that there are going to be some people who absolutely love this game. And everybody is entitled to their opinion within reason, right? If we're being reasonable and we're actually playing the game and then coming back and saying, hey, this is what I like about it, this is what I don't like about it, that's fair. I think that's completely fair. And I don't think any game is unanimously going to be loved across the board. There were people who didn't like the first part, depending on the reason, right? And I think Part 2, mind you, I have not played the game yet, but seeing the parity between the sites reviewing it and then user scores, there's something there that just doesn't add up, right? Like, how are we looking at a 95 Metacritic score to a 3.3 user score? By all means, everybody is entitled to their opinion. This is a open source, platform where you're allowed to score it as 0 even if you haven't played the game. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. I don't believe that all these people have finished the game. I don't believe that all these people have played the game. I believe that this had some bad drama around it, and people have stayed on that boat, and they're really going hard on it for that reason. I didn't follow that drama too closely because I don't care for that. I am more interested in playing a game, experiencing it, and then giving my own thoughts on it, because what's more important is what I think of it and not taking other people's experiences and making them my own. That's not right. I don't think that's being genuine. But of course, everybody's entitled to do what they want to do, but expect retaliation, however it's going to be, whether you love it and you have haters, and whether you're a hater and then people who love the game come at you. It's a reality that we face here. I think that this is probably going to be corrected because it's getting review bombed pretty bad. Like, a game can't get a 0. Guys, a 0 is like the game doesn't start. A 0 is a game. Like, how do you give a game a 0 that's fully functioning, plays from beginning to end, has great graphics, whatever, right? We can talk about story once I finish the game. I just don't see it. Giving it a 0 is definitely, you're a hater if you're giving it a 0, man. You're not somebody who gives a fair chance to these games. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of flack for this video. I know, because there's a lot of people who are hating on this game. But you gotta be constructive in your criticism. Like, if I'm even reading some of these, they're so dumb. Like, this guy gave it a 0. It says, they destroyed my favorite story game. I'm so sad, to be honest. All this social justice horror should be erased from human mind. It's destroying everything. All right, man. That does not talk about the game at all. You're just complaining about the story, which I'm in disbelief that you would have completed the game anyway. And seeing that, a 29 out of 34 users found this helpful, I just know that there's a lot of haters out for this game right now. It's clear. It's clear. When we look at this review rating, it's very clear that a 3.3, there's a lot of hate. And I know once this video goes up, I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. But like I said, let me play the game. Let me finish it, and I'll give you guys my honest opinions. I'll be hard on it. I'll criticize it where it needs to be criticized. That's the reality. That's how everybody should be looking at it. But again, you're all entitled to your own opinions. And if you're thinking about spoiling this game for me in the comments, just know that I'm not going to be really keeping an eye on the comments until I beat the game this weekend. So good luck with that. And I advise all of my viewers, if you don't want to take a chance by getting spoiled, to just stay away from the comments altogether. But that's my thoughts. I think this is pathetic. I think there are people who worked on this game like crazy and put their life into it, years of their life into it. And you guys are out here just shitting on it for the sake of shitting on it, not within an actual reason, not being constructive. By all means, all of you entitled to your own opinion. I've said that like 10 times now, and I stand by that. But yeah, don't be surprised when Metacritic gets rid of a bunch of these zeros for no reason. And I do want to point out one thing. A guy I follow, and he follows me as well over on Twitter and over on this channel as well, Dandy. He said something that really struck me, and I said, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. Metacritic should work with PlayStation's platform and work with Xbox's platform, where there is some sort of verifier between the platforms that says, okay, this person has played the game. This person has put in such and such hours. This person has accomplished, going through chapter 1 to chapter whatever, right? To give people an idea of where these reviews are coming from, right? Like, so if somebody's giving it a 0 out of 10, but's never played the game, well, who the hell cares what he thinks or she thinks, right? That's just the way I stand, and that's what I think about it, and I think he made a good point. And I would love to see that implemented. Ultimately, these user scores have literally zero meaning. I just think it's downright ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, really. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'll get back to it once I can. I mean, I got to finish this game first because I know I'm going to be getting a bunch of spoiler bullshit in the comments. As usual, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos. Follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.